Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and as you guys may know, I I feel I can consider myself as an Arrowverse fan, even though I did not like all the shows, or didn't agree with all the direction that I went with, like Batwoman. That show should have never existed, and they should have, never really used Red Death in Flash Season 9, even though at this time, as I'm recording this video, the final season of The Flash, which is Season 9, is still continuing. I feel like, them using Red Death as a way to bring Batwoman, fans closer shouldn't have happened, due to it being 13 episodes for this season. Now, if it was the standard 21, 23 episodes, then I wouldn't mind this as much. I honestly wouldn't have minded or cared really if they did this move. But seeing how we got 13 episodes and we're on what? Episode 4, episode 5? They should really focus more so on Barry Allen and him doing his final race and giving Batwoman fans closer, to be honest, in this scenario. That's in my humble opinion. But anyways, one of the things that I did like a lot in the Arrowverse, that at the end of the Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover, they set a lot of things up what it could have been in the Arrowverse. Sadly, some of the things I was hoping would never come to be. But as far as we are aware. And one thing that I was actually looking forward to was an Arrowverse version of the Justice League. I was looking forward to that because it starts the end of the Arrowverse after the Paragons and some of the other heroes like Black Lightning, Batwoman wasn't, she was a Paragon. Batwoman, Superman, and I forget who all was there at Oliver Queen's funeral or memorial, whatever. We got a tease of the Arrowverse's version of the Justice League. Oh, and there's the picture. Okay, I should have looked at the picture. So there was Martian Manhunter, Batwoman, White Canary, Supergirl, Superman, Black Lightning, and the Flash as the Arrowverse's version of the founders of the Justice League. And I would be, in all honesty, part of me, after Batwoman aired, I would have been somewhat worried about how they were going to take the Justice League in the Arrowverse, but I still would have wanted to see what they would have done. Admittedly, I'm not gonna lie, was actually more so interested in seeing what their version of the Justice League would have been like. So let's get into this article, shall we? Thanks to Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Arrowverse has its own Justice League team. The most well-known live-action version of the JLA debuted in the DCU's Justice League movie, but another incarnation of the group exists in the CW's DC universe. The protagonists of the Arrowverse shows, along with a few others, were used to build Arrowverse's JLA lineup, and I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the A in JLA just means America. So it's Justice League of America. I could be wrong. Actually, let me look it up, shall I? And I was right, because it said, in 1960s, a bit of a factoid for a second. In 1960, the new team was formed in the DC universe in the pages of Brave and the Bold. They call themselves the Justice League of America. And their roster included the very familiar likes of Aquaman, Batman, Superman, Martian Manhunter, Wonder Woman, and The Flash. So in this case, the JLA would have been a makeup of Martian Manhunter, Batwoman, White Canary, Supergirl, Superman, Black Lightning, and The Flash. So there we go. What, 3 out of like 4 or 5 members that they listed in the original incarnation was going to be in here. So take that as you will. Anyways, formed by so the Justice League, formed by Grant Gustin's Barry Allen in the final chapter of the Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover. The Arrowverse Justice League comes complete with their own Hall of Justice and sparse of rosters that consist of a few big names in the DC's library. They don't have Batman, Green Lantern, or Wonder Woman, but Superman, Flash, Supergirl, and the Martian Manhunter are all counted as members of the group. Steve Amell, Green Arrow, who died before the team was officially created, was declared an honorary Justice League hero during their first and only team meeting. I feel like Legends of Tomorrow did set up a possibility of having a Wonder Woman, and if it kept going, an Arrow series finale did set up the possibility of a Green Lantern, even though that got squashed later on in the Arrowverse and the thing in the Flash. But I feel like if the Arrowverse kept on going, and hypothetically, Flash 69 wasn't set to be the final, like the Arrowverse finale, then I think we would have gotten a Wonder Woman in the Arrowverse, and I think John Diggle would have definitely been Green Lantern. I think besides destroying the Lantern Ring or passing it up, I think he would have accepted the role as Green Lantern. Even if there wasn't a show, Green Lantern show, I think there would have been Green Lantern in the Arrowverse, essentially, or John Diggle being the Green Lantern. But no, I don't have any doubt that there would have been a Wonder Woman show in the Arrowverse. So that's where I'm coming from. Arrowverse's Justice League never appeared again after Crisis on Infinite Earths. Though the team's formation occurred in early 2020, the Justice League has yet to make a second appearance, given the Arrowverse propensity for annual crossovers. It does seem as if there would be room for the Justice League's return, but Crisis on Infinite Earths ultimately proved it would be its last large-scale team-up. And I don't know why my laptop's being weird on me. Be right back. Hopefully I got my other laptop to work. I don't know. It's like, I don't know why it's acting up on me. But, so, the Arrowverse had a small crossover plan for 2020 through 2021 between Batwoman and Superman and Lois. But COVID-19 pandemic led to its cancellation. And I also think that Batwoman and Supergirl were going to have a crossover. But then Ruby Rose left. I still think like that crossover could have still happened. But I'm actually happy it didn't, because Batwoman was horrible. That show was horrible. It was. I watched it mostly because when I was at my college, and when I needed time to help pass between from one class to another, watching Batgirl was a good time consumer. If I had other things to do, I would have done it. Just like I said, I needed something to help me pass the time. Batwoman, as many brain cells had died, while watching it, it was helpful in saving me from boredom, essentially. Anyways, and with the Arrowverse show gradually getting canceled after the Crisis crossover potential dwindled down, The Flash as the only series with an opportunity to offer superhero team ups. And now my laptop's being weird on me again. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I forgot where I left off. Oh, okay. Now I do. Okay. By all indications, there's no plan for them to appear in the future. While the CW will seemingly continue to make shows based on DC superheroes, its Arrowverse will seemingly come to an end. The future to end when The Flash wraps up in its 9th and final season. According to the Flash showrunner Eric Wallace, the Justice League could have returned, but only if The Flash had an additional season left in its run. Wallace said that he hoped to make use of the team in season 10, where The Flash would tell a life. Hold on, I thought that's not wanting to work with me, but according to the Flash showrunner Eric Wallace, the Justice League. Sorry, technical issues. Well, according to the Flash showrunner Eric Wallace, the Justice League could have returned, but only if the Flash had an additional season left in its run. Wallace said that he had hoped to make use of the team in season 10, where the Flash would tell a live-action Blackest Night story that will bring back the Hall of Justice and turn Diggle into the Green Lantern. So I was right, and they would have capitalized John Diggle as Green Lantern. Honestly, because I actually don't know what the Darkest Night storyline is. So here's what Google has to say. Absolute Blackest Night, collection of Blackest Night. Well, that doesn't really tell me anything. Well, maybe I got, that would be a good video for another, a good topic to go into for another video. Guess I had a hard time finding it for some reason. So anyways, moving on. Only one Justice League character is still in the Arrowverse. Presumably 6 of the 7 Justice League members still exist in the Arrowverse, although only one is still relevant in 2023. As Barry Allen's show remains on the air for the time being, Tyler Hoechlin continues to play Superman, of course. But the hero feature on Superman Lois isn't the Arrowverse version. Ruby Rose Kate Kane exited the Arrowverse after Batwoman Season 1. As for the other characters, they still hold their respective superhero mantles, but when rendered inactive by their show's respective cancellations. With one exception being Black Lightning, who came back briefly on The Flash Season 8. Unless The Flash Season 9 is holding back some surprise cameos, there's no expectations for Supergirl, Martian Manhunter, or White Canary to return. I mean, Superman could return potentially, I guess, because it feels like they're going to lean in on some big cameos. I feel like out of the core team of who will return, because Black Lightning returned for sure, but I feel like after Black Lightning, was sure he could come back, and we are it's news by now that Stephen Amell is going to come back to the Arrowverse. I think the biggest chance for a cameo from the Arrowverse Justice League to make it into the show at this point is either Supergirl or Martian Manhunter, because I've heard that Nicole Maines, who played Dreamer in Supergirl, she's going to make a cameo in this season. So wouldn't it be that far of a stretch to have Martian Manhunter or Cara Danvers to also tag along with Dreamer to make a cameo in Arrow in the Flash season 9? I mean, like I said, we know about Steve and Mel, but maybe they're keeping some of the cameos under wraps to help make it a surprise to us fans. Who knows? But I would actually vote for like Martian Manhunter because like Carl Danvers was name dropped, so and we know not like so we kind of had a little glimpse of what happened to Cara Danvers after the events of Supergirl. So I would be more inclined, more open-minded per se in this scenario, to have Martian Manhunter to come back, if that makes sense. That's just me. So essentially, that's what happens to Arrow, the Arrowverse's version of the Justice League. Due to the Flash not having a 10th season, yeah, we aren't ever going to get them ever again. Like I said earlier in the video, I was looking forward to the seeing the Arrowverse's Justice League in action together, and who knows, maybe the people of the Arrowverse will say, "Hey, maybe we will make a limited series," because it seems like a lot of people are doing limited series nowadays. So who knows? Maybe maybe we will get the Arrowverse Justice League to come to fruition, see them in action one day. Who knows? Maybe it will be like a limited series or a movie, or even video game form. Who knows? But as a person who was was looking forward to seeing a Justice League in Arrowverse, like what would they would have done, I would have been okay with like a one season spin-off of the Justice League, the Arrowverse Justice League, or make a video game out of it. And let us pick like maybe have like be like those Ninja Turtle games, right? Where we get to pick one turtle, and we get to take said character throughout the game, and maybe at some point in the game we are forced to pick another character. You know, does that make sense? Who knows? So, even though the Arrowverse officially, like, in terms of shows are officially ending with Flash Season 9, I don't know, maybe we'll have, like, people who, like me, who are wanting to see a Arrowverse version of the Justice League, or we're looking forward to the Arrowverse version of the Justice League, maybe we'll get lucky by, kind of like how the Snyder Cut people got lucky to see Zack Snyder's version of the Justice League into like a miniseries or a movie. Who knows? Straight to streaming or straight to DVD movie or whatever. If that makes sense. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you all. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you fellow moonsters later. Later, taters.